Devin Pruden on drums. Jeff Schwartz on bass. Poncho Williams on and my name is Jonathon Grasse. I teach here in the music department, and what we do is just completely improvise.
All right.
This is happening.
Do you mind if I put you on camera also?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. All
We're already in it.
right. Sorry. All right. So we're here after Devin's performance. Devin, what are your thoughts? What are your impressions?
Speaking from the heart, I feel like the show didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but that's not necessarily my fault. As far as me and what I did the best that I could have done. And I feel like the stuff that was really good wouldn't have happened without me, and the stuff that was really bad probably also wouldn't have happened without me either. But I think my position in it all was felt and made a difference overall.
That's good.
Solid.
When I'm watching you, like, make a face or something like that, like, you'll make that, like, I don't know if I can do it exactly well. You know what I'm talking about?
You make the funniest faces, bro, when you're up there. Like, it'll either be like you're sitting there trying to figure out if it's making the right sound, like when you hit it, but like you be hitting it so precisely, like, and they're like you be like in the kitchen, like cooking something up. Like,
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's exactly it.
like that shit's so funny.
On that instance, it's all about kind of like being the instrument in a way. Like the finesse of like hitting the cymbal just enough to get a certain level of volume out of it. It's like you just have to know exactly where you want to hit it and exactly how much like pressure you're gonna put into it, lay into it. And then like as far as like when I'm like grooving and like I'm like looking like that, it's just like I'm thinking of like how a train moves.
That makes sense.
Because you kind of have to have that fluidity with like your sound when you're like playing a groove like that. Because if it's not moving you, it's not gonna move anyone else.
What are you thinking when you're up there?
Tonight, since it was a little different than what I'm used to, it's more like free improv type stuff. I was really just trying to figure out the vibe that everyone was trying to put together. And then I was thinking like, okay, I could either do the exact same things that they're doing. And then sometimes I felt like that wasn't the best move because they kind of felt like maybe over like I was trying to cover them up a little bit. So I would try to do things that were contrary. So like if I heard Poncho playing something really fast or like high pitch, like going up and down, I would try to stay on like one tone and maybe play a lot of slower stuff like that. Just trying to listen to people. And then like when the time came when I felt like everyone was kind of done talking, I would kind of like lay some sort of groove down and try to build something else out of that. But you know, we didn't really have a game plan going into it. We kind of all spoke during sound check, which was like super short. So the guitar player, Grasse, he was the leader. So dude was like, yeah, like if I do this, that means like lay out, I might call it like a duo. And I don't know if you guys saw me with the hands.
Yeah.
But like, interestingly enough, during the music itself, he wasn't really calling that many signals.
Okay. Did you know you were gonna do the solo, like beforehand, or was it kind of like a? Hey,
I thought I would get a solo at some point in the night.
Okay.
I didn't think I would start the song like that. So yeah, it was pretty spontaneous. I started studying with this guy recently, and I meet with him tomorrow too. Actually, he taught me this thing about like, so there's like as far as drum soloing goes, there's like the whole like going for blood like drumistic thing he calls it, and then there's like the opposite of that, which is kind of like the melodic form of it, which is like kind of the motif, which is like the blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, motifs build from you repeating the same things. So I kind of had an opportunity to work that more tonight than I've had in the past few performances that I've had.
Is it kind of muscle memory, or do you think that there are points when you're like, okay, I know that this is something like creative from me that I'm putting into this?
It's always the second one. You know what you want to hear at that point, and your body just like does it. mean, I think that's like a standard thing in free improv. Like when someone gives a solo in the beginning, you're kind of the one that's like picking the direction of what you're gonna do next.
Okay.
So like you have your time in the sun for like, until you feel like it's time to have everyone come in. At one point in the show, he called a duo with sax and bass. And then I was just letting them go because I wasn't really feeling anything from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wanted it just to be them for a minute since I wasn't feeling anything. I didn't want to just play for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at him and he was like, yeah, go in, like start something. So that's when I kind of started to like slowly introduce myself to the conversation. With drums, I have a lot of freedom. Well, I feel like contemporary music, you have a lot of freedom because say you're like in the chorus as the drummer, you're playing the chorus and then you're coming into the verse or you're coming into the bridge. It's your job to build it up or build some sort of cue that's completely spontaneous and in the moment to let everyone know this is the bridge. Mm-hmm. And it can be planned out, but the way I see it, it's all like conversation. Like I feel like Poncho and the bassist, Jeff, they were having a conversation and like I didn't want to come in over anyone. I wanted them to have their time to say what they wanted to say. Mm-hmm. And I kind of had to figure out how to compliment what they were saying. In the moment, I was waiting because I wasn't really sure. And I was kind of waiting to see if they'd move the terrain or stick where they were. The longer you stick where you are, it kind of gives the person more time to figure out their options. It's like anchoring, like saying, yeah, we're going to be here. I feel like the last one was my favorite. When he was like, let's do something we haven't done before. Mm-hmm. And at first, it was kind of difficult.
He was playing some freaky sounds, bro.
Guitar?
Yeah, and that guitar.
On the last one, right?
Yeah,
the way he started it was really weird. That was one instant when you're like, oh, what are you saying? It brings you in more as a performer, I feel like. After the show tonight when we finished and nobody was saying nothing, it was real quiet in there. It was super weird. That was mad weird.
What do you look for after a performance?
You look for... First thing I look for is just any sort of positivity or confirmation from the people I'm playing with. Mm-hmm. To at least know that they enjoyed it. If the people I'm playing with enjoyed it, then really that's all that matters to me. And then I don't know, I tend to check in with myself way after the fact, after I know how everyone kind of feels about it. If people are coming up to you oh, you guys did so well, then that's a good sign. But yeah, after the thing when no one said nothing, it was pretty weird. But it was a weird set, so I kind of didn't. Mm-hmm. It wasn't super shocking.
I saw you for a portion of it where you were playing on the
music stand?
Yeah, the music stand.
Yeah, that was at the
I
end.
saw that, yeah.
What was going on with that?
He said play something different. That was the last song. And I was like, I've been playing drums. I'm gonna play this music stand.
I saw that and I was thinking to myself, I was like, dang, that's a real drummer, make an instrument out of anything.
For a second, you know how the wall was the white walls behind us were kind of had bricks on it?
But hit the wall.
I was kind of gonna get up and hit the wall.
Right.
But it's the fact that I don't think anybody really paid attention to notice that you used
I don't
the music stand.
Either. Yo, did the bells cut during that part?
Kind of tapping with
them, right? I was bouncing my leg with the
man.
bells on it and hitting the music stand. Forgot about that. That was a cool moment.
How does it play out in your mind?
It's kind of a blur, dude. I mean, honestly, because I spend so much time playing drums, on a daily basis. I probably spend 5-6 hours a day. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to keep track of moments. I kind of can just do that in the moment, just being focused on what I want to do. But you kind of want to wait until it's in your playing for stuff like that. When you check out guides or you transcriptions or just listening to stuff. I think if you listen to something long enough and you catch the vibe of it, you can kind of do it on your own. But it all depends on how your process is dealing with that. The first time I try something in front of a crowd and I'm conscious of I'm going to try this new thing, my brain is too focused on it. And it doesn't come out. It comes out super contrived. It's focused on, and it never feels right. But the moment when it just comes out freely and you're not super worried about how it's gonna be, then it's yeah, I got it now. When it's in your playing, when you can do it in a performance and not even be okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm about to do it. Here it goes. To me, that's when you get to mastering a certain skill set. If you mess up, you know exactly what went wrong and you learn from it.
Yeah.
You're oh, okay, I can't do it like that. If you never try it, you're never gonna use it.